Welcome to my channel. Starting a new YouTube channel, and I'm really not all that excited to do it, but I think people need to be woke up here. Um, some things on this channel I'm going to be talking about, just how government's getting too big and people need to start preparing. I don't know really of any Bible stories or anything that God didn't bring light into a situation before it happened and let his people have time to prepare. I think a lot of people just want to trust God, and that's alright, that's fine, that works. But I don't think God wants us to be dummies either and ignore all the warning signs, if you know what I mean. But a couple things we're going to talk about in this channel, all of which I'll probably go into more detail as the weeks go on. Just things that what are going on. EU bailed out Ireland this past weekend, right after Thanksgiving. That's one thing that's kind of interesting. Who's next to get bailed out as a country, or state of the union, so to speak? The WikiLeaks is nothing but confirmation that our government's been lying to us the whole time. Should the guy be prosecuted? Yes. But really, there's nothing that he leaked that we didn't know already. It's just officially on paper now. What we're living in, I think, is something called Operation Hemorrhage. I'll go into that sometime. That's Al-Qaeda's strategy, basically to kill us with 1,000 paper cuts. Economically, with our resources, with false flags, all that stuff. There's a point here. Most of you watching this probably accept the fact that you're a consumer. I heard this the other day and it was interesting. Like, when did we lose the ability to be a person or people? Now we're just called consumers, which is basically we're worthless eaters to the elite. We use up resources and that's all we are. It kind of pisses me off. If you rob people of their identity, then you rob them of their democracy. If you take this away from people, then all you're left with is a state of nationalism and violence. And I think that's where we're headed very quickly. Unemployment was just extended, I believe, for 6 months to the 99ers. 99ers, people have been in unemployment for 99 weeks. If that stops, I really think there's going to be blood in the streets. Because you're going to have millions of people all at once not having the ability to feed the family. And if they don't keep extending unemployment, there's going to be chaos. What we need to do is we need to start producing things. We need to start producing these video cameras that we all record on YouTube. We need to start producing TVs. We need computers, technology's big. We need to produce this stuff. We should start another car company here. Let's make a car company that you could hand build cars cheaper than what the factories are costing anymore. I really believe that. There's no way you can't tell me that you can make a 3-cylinder diesel engine have like 240 horsepower and get 40-45 miles per gallon. It's absolutely ridiculous. Obviously oil is involved, and that's one of our control factors that we're controlled by. Anywho, in this country we're entitled to nothing more than freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I don't get why everyone thinks that they're entitled to things anymore. You're not entitled to your TV so you can watch Jersey Shore every Thursday. You're not entitled to have a cell phone. You're not entitled to unemployment. You're not entitled to Social Security. A lot of people, they've paid in, but you never should have started. Like before all these laws are passed, people shouldn't have been so blinded. I mean, things are going well, and I think they just went on the bandwagon. Um, Income tax. Um, that started, I think, from the war, and when the war was over, that was supposed to be reversed. And they saw all the money coming in from it, and they didn't reverse it. Um, you get people in time, like, in different moods, the swing of the country. And then I think when we went to the Second War, then they started taxing your overtime, and that was going to be reversed, and that was never reversed. I think that's something that we need to change today, because it doesn't give the worker any motivation at all. And even your salary jobs, people are putting in 15, 25 extra hours a week because they feel like they have to, or else they'll lose their job. To me, that's just slavery. But anyway, but you do it willingly, you see. So it's not really slavery. Like, if we go back to slavery, a lot of your slaves weren't really slaves. Understood, a lot of them were abused, but a lot of them just wanted to come to America. And if they had to work for somebody and be their servant for food and shelter, then that was their thing. Thomas Jefferson, I think, had 12 slaves. And treated them very well. But anyway, I'm relating Thomas Jefferson's slaves to the slaves now who have a salary job who do 20 hours extra a week. Just think about it. Research it for yourself. I am not educating people. I just want people to be aware. Everything I say, I want you, as the watcher of this channel, to study in for yourself. If you have 10 minutes to watch a video from me, then spend another 20 minutes looking up sources and digging this stuff up for yourself. Because I don't want your stupid, uneducated opinions in my freaking comments. I really don't. So that said, whatever. Some other things I'm going to talk about on this channel. Salaries for military personnel. If you're in the military for 6 years, your salary is like $19,000-$20,000. The poverty level for one person is $21,000. And your average Joe congressman, I think, makes $175,000. That's not the way it should be. Kind of pissed about that. One out of every 4 Americans do not know who we gained our independence from. College is a big joke. My generation, I'm a couple years shy of 30. So, when everyone was going to college when I graduated, I knew it was retarded. I could see that the need for those types of jobs was already absorbed. I mean, unless we start producing things, what's the point of having everybody go to college? Well, even when we are producing things, what's the point of everyone going to college? We still need the actual workers. Not everyone can sit at a desk and analyze financial statements. I worked for a bank for 10 years. That was the biggest joke ever. I think every year it was like a 35-cent raise or something like that. That doesn't even factor in inflation for gas. So, as each year I was working, I could see that my actual standard of living or income, or whatever you want to call it, has actually decreased by like 3 or 4%. So times that over 10 years, there's almost a third of my working career I've been actually falling behind. So anyway, I'm willing to sacrifice things to get this country right, um, but I'm not just gonna give it to the government and let them do it. Um, I do things. I like to do things on my own and give, and it's a lot more rewarding than just feeling like you're paying a tax to the government. Enough said. Um, what else? Food safety bill. I think that's going to be one of my first videos. I'm going to research that. It's a bill that was just introduced this week to Congress, and it gives the FDA more control over our food production and our imports and our exports. Um, it means there's going to be more food inspections. Um, and it really, the question isn't, it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds great. Oh yeah, safer food. But really, when you think about it, what's wrong with our food supply now? Who who does the most exportation of food to other countries? And when we receive food from other countries, it's a lot higher chance of being fouled up. We got poisoned dog food a couple of years ago from China. Like sometimes I think they just do that as a test to see how stupid we are, and how vulnerable we can be. Um, the Mayan trout or something in California or Nevada, I forget what it was, but just because of one supposedly endangered species, I don't even think it was proven to be endangered. They they made a huge dust bowl. They closed up a lot of farmland out there. Um, it's ridiculous. What's more important, a fucking a fish or people? Um, anyway, the food safety bill is something I'll be talking about, and the Dream Act. You got to research the Dream Act yourself, and come up with somewhat of your own opinion about it before you watch my video. That's all I got for now. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. If you have uneducated comments that voice your opinion, don't bother. But if you have an educated comment, please leave it. Alright, thanks.